When the legs begin to feel weak, it is not just the body that signals fatigue. It is often the result of imbalance. Imbalance in how we eat, how we rest, and how we respect the energy that flows within us. In Shaolin philosophy, strength is not only built through movement, but also through mindful nourishment. What you consume becomes part of your qi, your life force. And when you eat the wrong foods, the qi is weakened. But nature always provides a solution. A single food, humble, often overlooked, can bring restoration to your legs, your energy, and your sense of stability in just 12 hours. Today, I will not only reveal that food to you, show you the deeper lesson, how one simple shift can reconnect your body to its natural power. Weak legs are not your destiny. Weakness is not permanent. The answer is simple, and it begins now. When the legs feel weak, many people rush to find external causes: aging, fatigue, stress, or lack of exercise. But in many traditional systems of understanding the body, such as in the Shaolin tradition and Eastern philosophies, weakness in the legs is often seen as a deeper sign of imbalance. It is not simply a physical issue, but rather a message from the body, a call to pay attention. Weak legs can reflect a depletion in internal energy, a disruption in the harmony between our nourishment, our thoughts, and our physical movement. The body, in its wisdom, always communicates when something is off. Most people, however, are not trained to listen to that communication. They dismiss it, numb it, or power through it until the signs become more severe. The weakness in the legs is not something to be feared. It is something to be understood. The foundation of your body is your legs. They carry you. They connect you to the earth. In Shaolin practice, the legs are trained not just for strength, but for rootedness. The idea that to be strong in life, you must be grounded. When the legs become weak, it may mean that the connection to the earth, to the present moment, to our own center, has been weakened. This imbalance can be physical, yes, but also emotional and nutritional. Many underestimate how deeply food influences energy. But the quality of what we eat, and how mindfully we eat it, affects how qi flows through the body. Qi is not a mystical thing. It is the energy that moves through your breath, your blood, your intention. If you continuously eat food that dulls your system, weakens your digestion, and inflames your organs, then naturally your foundation, your legs, begin to falter. People often search for complicated solutions. They want supplements, they want workouts, they want hacks. But simplicity is the greatest form of mastery. There are foods given by nature that can restore strength in the legs within hours. Not because they are magical, but because they work in alignment with your body's natural intelligence. These foods nourish the blood, support kidney function, and strengthen the joints. In traditional wisdom, weak legs are often associated with kidney qi deficiency. Strengthening that qi with the right natural food, even just one, can bring the body back into balance faster than expected. But the key is not just the food itself. It is the awareness behind the act. When you eat with intention, knowing that the food is medicine, the body responds with greater receptivity. The weak legs you feel today may not be a sign of aging. They may not be a warning of decline. Instead, they may be an opportunity, an invitation to return to a more balanced way of living. Every signal from your body is a gift. Ignoring it leads to deterioration. Honoring it leads to healing. So when the legs feel weak, don't just ask, "What's wrong with me?" Ask, "Where have I been disconnected? Have I neglected rest? Have I ignored my body's needs? Have I filled my plate with lifeless food?" When you begin to ask these questions, you begin to reclaim control over your health. Weakness in the legs is not just about muscle. It's about energy. It's about connection. It's about whether or not your internal world is in sync with your external actions. There is a way to restore strength, and it starts by respecting what the body is trying to tell you. You don't need more effort. You need more awareness. And from that awareness, the right choice, even something as simple as one food, can begin to shift everything. Within 12 hours, the body can respond to the right nourishment, not because it is quick, but because the body is always waiting for you to return to balance. True energy is not something that you force into the body through stimulants, excessive exercise, or constant movement. True energy is cultivated through alignment, the subtle harmony between the body, the breath, and the food you consume. Many people live their lives in a constant state of disconnection. They eat without presence, breathe without awareness, and move without purpose. When the legs begin to weaken, when fatigue settles in the lower body, it is often a reflection that something in this stride has been disrupted. The body has incredible intelligence. It does not require complexity to function at a high level. What it needs is alignment. And that alignment starts with awareness. In ancient traditions, the breath was considered the bridge between the body and the mind. It is always with you, always in motion. When your breath is shallow and scattered, your energy becomes the same. When your breath is calm and intentional, it centers the nervous system and restores clarity to the body. Weakness in the legs can be a signal that your breath has lost its rhythm. Without proper breathing, oxygen delivery to the muscles is reduced, circulation becomes sluggish, and the foundation of your body loses its power. The legs require not just strength, but vitality. The type of vitality that only flows when breath and movement are synchronized. But breath alone is not enough. The fuel you provide to your body, the food you eat daily, is the second pillar of alignment. Many people are eating foods that fill their stomach but starve their cells. Artificial, processed, lifeless food may satisfy temporary cravings, but it robs the body of its natural ability to regenerate. The legs, being large muscle groups, are highly responsive to what you put into your body. Nutrient-rich, healing foods can restore their strength quickly. It's not about consuming more calories. It's about consuming the right kind of energy. Food that comes from the earth, that has been grown under sunlight, that carries life, becomes a direct source of energy that the legs can use to rebuild. And then comes movement, not just random exercise, but purposeful, conscious movement that respects the body's limits and expands them slowly, walking with intention, standing with posture, stretching with breath. These are not simply physical acts. They are forms of communication. They tell the body, I am here, I am connected. When you align movement with breath and follow it with clean nourishment, the body begins to reset. The legs become stronger not through force, but through flow. Energy returns, circulation improves, and the heaviness lifts. What once felt like a burden becomes light. People are often to chase energy through external means. More caffeine, more supplements, more stimulation. But that type of energy is temporary and often causes more imbalance. The sustainable kind of energy, the energy that makes you feel alive, balanced, and strong, that comes from within. And it's unlocked when the body, breath, and food speak the same language. Weak legs are not a permanent condition. They are often a message that your system is out of sync. Restore the breath. Nourish the body. Move with purpose. These are not complicated ideas, but they require discipline. They require awareness. They require choosing simplicity over distraction. Alignment is not a destination. It is a daily practice. Every breath you take, every bite of food you choose, every step you make is either leading you toward energy or away from it. The body is always listening, and it is always ready to respond when you come back into harmony. You don't have to wait for years. Sometimes, when the alignment is right, even one day, one food, one moment of connection is enough to awaken the strength that was always within you. Nutritional kin is the energy extracted from the food we eat, and it plays a fundamental role in how our body operates, especially when it comes to strength, stamina, and the feeling in our legs. Many people suffer from weakness in the legs without realizing that the root cause isn't age or overuse, but a deficiency in this nutritional energy. When the body doesn't receive the nutrients it needs, it begins to conserve energy, pulling resources away from the extremities, like the legs, to preserve vital functions. This is why your legs may feel heavy, unsteady, or tired, not because they are failing, but because your body is trying to protect itself. Yet this also means that the solution is within reach. You don't need to look far, and you don't need complicated protocols. Sometimes just one food, the right food, can spark a powerful internal shift that brings your legs back to life within a matter of hours. In traditional wisdom, food is medicine. Every bite you take carries either life force or depletion. Most people today eat without intention. They eat quickly, often on the go, filling themselves with food that has been stripped of vitality. Food that might taste good but lacks the essence needed to nourish deeply. This leads to chronic depletion, which shows up first in the muscles and joints, being your main support system, begin to show signs of this inner deficiency. But the good news is that when you reintroduce a food that is rich in essential minerals, circulation boosting properties, and deeply grounding nutrients, the body can respond quickly. The blood begins to flow again, the joints feel more supported, and the weakness starts to fade. The food that can reverse leg weakness within 12 hours is not exotic, expensive, or synthetic. It is natural, widely available, and often overlooked. This food works because it targets key areas of weakness: blood flow, inflammation, and energy metabolism. When you consume it, it doesn't just sit in your stomach. It activates biological processes. It sends signals to your cells that strength is available again. It replenishes iron and magnesium, restores electrolytes, and supports the kidneys, all of which are essential in Eastern medicine for leg strength. From a physical standpoint, your legs are made of powerful muscle groups that require oxygen and nutrients constantly. The better your blood flows, the more energy these muscles can access, the faster your cells can recover, the more stable and energized your legs feel. But it is not only the food itself that heals. It is your relationship to the act of eating. When you take a moment to breathe, to sit with your meal, and to chew with presence, your body moves into the parasympathetic state, the state of healing. Digestion improves, absorption improves, and the benefits of that one healing food are magnified. You are no longer just feeding the body, you are nourishing your life force. And when that life force is full, the legs, the root of your body, begin to support you again, not with effort, but with ease. Many people believe that healing takes weeks or months, but the body is always ready to restore. It's the moment, it's given what it truly needs. It is not a matter of time. It is a matter of direction. Are you giving your body more stress, more confusion, more chemicals? Or are you returning it to simplicity, purity, and alignment? This one food can act as a catalyst, but only when paired with the right mindset. When you consume it with awareness, you're not just eating. You're making a decision to restore power to your foundation. And when the foundation is strong, everything above it becomes steady. The legs stop shaking, the fatigue lifts, and you feel like yourself again. Not because something outside of you fixed it, but because you gave your body what it always knew it needed. Healing begins when we stop ignoring what the body is trying to say. Every signal, whether it's weakness in the legs, fatigue in the muscles, or heaviness when walking, is a message. The body never speaks without purpose. Yet in today's fast-paced world, most people are conditioned to silence these messages rather than listen. They reach for painkillers, stimulants, or temporary distractions instead of asking the simple question, why is my body speaking to me this way? Weak legs are not just a problem to be solved. They are an invitation to look deeper, to notice what's out of balance, to return to the habits and foods that support your energy rather than drain it. The process of healing does not begin with action, it begins with attention. And once we bring that attention inward, everything starts to shift. When your legs feel weak, it is not just a sign that you need rest. It could be a deeper deficiency, a lack of vital minerals, a disruption in blood circulation, an energy imbalance that has been growing quietly in the background. In Eastern traditions, weak legs are often linked to issues in the kidneys, the blood, or the digestive system. If the food you eat does not support these systems, then over time the legs begin to carry less strength. But the beautiful truth is this: the body can recover faster than you think. The moment you stop ignoring the signals, the moment you choose to respond instead of suppress, that is when healing begins. One healing food, rich in the exact nutrients your body is missing, can be the spark that reignites your strength. But you must be present enough to recognize when your body is ready to receive that gift. Many people wait until the weakness becomes unbearable. They postpone listening. They normalize feeling tired, sluggish, or disconnected. But the longer you ignore the body's signals, the louder those signals become. What starts as mild weakness can turn into chronic fatigue, poor posture, joint pain, or imbalance. The earlier you respond, the easier it is to heal. And the first step is to become quiet enough to hear what your legs are telling you. Are they asking for support, for rest, for nourishment? Often the answer is simple. The body does not demand complexity. It thrives on rhythm, routine, and real food. A single meal, prepared with the right ingredients and eaten with intention, can begin to reverse days, even weeks, of depletion. This is not just about science or nutrition. It is about relationship. The relationship you have with your own body determines how quickly you respond to its needs. If you see your body as a burden, you will ignore it. If you see it as a partner, you will protect it. Weak legs are not a betrayal. They are a cry for reconnection. And that reconnection can happen in an instant, through a conscious breath, a wise choice at the table, a gentle movement, a decision to pause. When you stop treating the body like a machine and begin treating it like a living, breathing friend, healing flows naturally. There is no need to complicate what the body already knows. It is designed to heal. The only thing that interferes is neglect. But the moment you stop ignoring, the moment you become curious, everything changes. A food that nourishes the blood, supports the kidneys, and enhances energy can truly reverse leg weakness in a matter of hours. Not because it's magic, but because the body has been waiting for the right signal to restore. When you start listening, that signal becomes clear. The legs feel steadier. The fatigue lifts. The connection is rebuilt. And it all begins when you choose to stop ignoring and start responding with intention. Nature offers quiet solutions. We must learn to listen. In the stillness of the natural world, there is no noise, no rush, no panic. Trees do not strain to grow. Rivers do not force their way forward. The sun does not hurry to rise. And yet, all things in nature heal, transform, and find balance with time. The human body, as a part of this great system, is no different. When your legs feel weak, tired, or disconnected, it's not a punishment. It's an invitation to return to the natural order of things, to align rhythm with the life already understands. The problem is most people live far away from nature's wisdom. Surrounded by noise, screens, processed foods, and relentless movement, they forget how powerful stillness can be. But if you stop and listen closely, just like the quiet of a forest, you'll find that the body is whispering exactly what it needs to restore strength. The solution may be something as simple as a single natural food, one that nature has always offered, but we've forgotten how to see. This food isn't synthetic. It doesn't come in a bottle, and it doesn't require processing. It is whole, unrefined, and deeply connected to the earth. It carries minerals from the soil, energy from the sun, and life force from the cycles of nature. When you consume such a food, especially in a state of presence, it begins to harmonize your body in ways that modern science is only beginning to understand. Weakness in the legs, a symptom of imbalance, can shift rapidly when you reintroduce these natural elements. The body knows how to use them because they are part of the original design. Just as the roots of a tree absorb water and minerals to stay grounded, your legs, your foundation, require real nourishment to stay strong. The quiet solution lies not in doing more, but in doing less with greater awareness, slowing down your meals, choosing one healing food over 10 empty ones, moving with presence instead of pushing through pain. Nature never rushes, but everything gets done. And in your case, healing can come quickly, sometimes in as little as 12 hours, when you remove what weakens you and reintroduce what strengthens you. It is not speed that heals, it is alignment. When your body receives the right input, in this case, a natural, nutrient-rich food, it activates its internal intelligence. Blood flow increases, inflammation decreases, the muscles begin to recharge, the nerves calm down, the mind becomes quiet, and suddenly the weakness in your legs feels like it was never there. But to access this, you must trust simplicity. The mind often wants complication. It wants supplements, strategies, and schedules. But nature doesn't operate this way. It gives you everything you need if only you are willing to notice. A powerful food that strengthens your legs may have been in your kitchen all along. The key is not just what you eat, but how you eat it. Slowly, mindfully, gratefully. When you approach food as medicine, the body listens more closely. It absorbs better. It responds faster. And the connection between your body and nature is restored. Learning to heal is not about gaining more control. It's about surrendering to what already works. Your body wants to be well. Nature wants to help. But first, you must quiet the noise and return to what's real. Eat what is alive. Move how your body was designed to move. Rest when rest is needed. Strength will return, not because you force it, but because you created the right conditions. Just like sunlight and water awaken a seed. The right food, given at the right time, awakens the strength in your legs. The solution doesn't shout, it whispers. All you have to do is listen. Strength is not added from the outside, it is unlocked from within. Many people believe they must constantly do more, take more, consume more, or push harder to become stronger. But true strength, the kind that lasts, the kind that holds you upright when life gets heavy, has always existed inside you. It is not built by force, it is revealed through balance. When your legs feel weak, it's easy to assume that something has been lost. But in truth, what's missing is not strength itself. It is access to that strength. The connection has been interrupted. The energy that once flowed freely has become blocked. This disconnection can be physical, mental, or even emotional, but its message is always the same. Something inside is asking to be realigned. And once that realignment begins, even one food, one breath, or one intentional moment can act as the key to unlock your body's natural vitality. The human body is not a lifeless machine that needs fixing. It is a living, intelligent system that constantly seeks harmony. When your legs feel weak, it is not because they have failed you, but because they are waiting for the right conditions to reawaken their power. Muscles rely on circulation, nerve communication, and mineral balance. These are not separate elements. They are deeply interconnected. One imbalance can ripple through the system and lead to fatigue or instability. But when you give the body what it needs, not through excess, but through intentional care, everything begins to restore itself. Strength does not need to be injected or forced. It simply needs to be remembered. And the body remembers quickly when it is given the right support. The food you choose plays a vital role in this process. Certain natural foods carry the exact elements needed to reawaken the energy stored in your foundation. These foods work not by stimulating you temporarily, but by nourishing you deeply. They replenish the blood, support the kidneys, reduce internal dampness, and improve flow. In traditional Eastern medicine, weak legs are often tied to deficiencies in blood and kidney energy. But nature, in its wisdom, provides exactly what you need to restore those deficiencies when you eat this one specific food, the one your body has been missing. Your system responds quickly. The fog begins to lift. The heaviness fades. The legs feel more stable, more energized, more connected. Not because you added something foreign, but because you reactivated what was already yours. But this process does not rely on food alone. It requires your presence. You must be part of your own healing. You must sit with your meal, breathe with intention, and move with awareness. The body will not fully receive the benefits of even the most powerful food if the mind is scattered and the breath is shallow. Real strength emerges when the body, the breath, and the mind are unified. This is how ancient warriors trained. This is how monks move, not with tension, but with intention. You have the same potential. You have the same body, the same energy, the same capacity to restore and rise. It has never left you. It has only been waiting to be activated. You are not broken. Your legs are not failing. They are simply asking you to come back to yourself, to stop seeking outside and start turning inward. The food you need is simple. The breath you need is free. The awareness you need is already inside of you. When you give your body the right input, it will always give back. Strength not come from more effort. It comes from alignment. And when you align, even just for one day, you will see how quickly the power within you returns. The legs become light. The ground feels firm. And you remember that everything you've been searching for outside was always waiting inside.